Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody together. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Once more, please, together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. One last time, please. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki.
Hare Krishna. So today we have with us His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu. Radheshyam Prabhu has accepted our invitation for coming here for this youth program. So we are very thankful to Radheshyam Prabhu, and for that we will be chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra one time very loudly. Hare
Krishna.
So everyone knows Radheshyam Prabhu. I will not explicitly mention about the details, but Prabhuji, from last year.
I have put the introduction.
Yes, Prabhu.
If they see it, that will save time.
Prabhu, I have some messages from last year.
Okay.
So there are some messages and some requests that are there from the last year's session that we had. So I would like to read that. So one of the students writes, Radheshyam Prabhu has been a pioneer in motivating the inferno of fire within us. Another student says, Radheshyam Prabhu gave us hope and helped us develop faith on Bhagavad Gita. Prabhuji is very clear in his thoughts about Bhagavad Gita that helps us in understanding our own self. Prabhuji's thoughts are the reflection of his love for all of us. Prabhuji, please keep coming and help us in our spiritual lives.
Thank you.
So with this, I would request Radheshyam Prabhu to take over. Thank you, Prabhuji.
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Welcome all of you for this evening session today. I'll be showing quite a bit of slides, so you all should have access for this. Is everyone able to see the slideshow? So those sitting in the chair, if they could come a little bit. I believe everybody else is able to see. Huh? Yeah. And how is my sound? Those in the back side, can you hear me well? All of you? Okay. You see, one student from India, I heard that in Einstein's time, he went to America to work under Einstein. His name was Mr. Ghosh. So, on the very first meeting, Einstein asked him, today being the first day, let us not talk about physics. I have some questions from the 9th chapter of the Gita, 4th and 5th verses. So, come, let's have a discussion. You are a boy from India. So, I think you'll be able to help me out in understanding these verses. And the boy was scratching his hair. He told Einstein, I heard there's a book called Bhagavad Gita, but I never knew what it contains. In our home, there was a copy of Bhagavad Gita in the puja room. There were some flowers put on the top of that. And I had never read anything more than that, he said. Einstein was like shocked there. He said, how can you say that you are coming from India, you don't know Bhagavad Gita? So, many of you students sitting here, you are likely to go all over the world in future. So, in today's session, you are going to learn the essence of Gita in just 4 statements only. And each of these 4 statements, I have shown them through several slideshows. Several slides in the slideshow. So, if you are attentive, when you go back today, you will have these 4 takeaway points with you. And you will be able to present Gita to anybody, maybe your friends, your relatives or colleagues. This is what Gita contains. See, these are the 4. It's called G.I.T.A. This is the acronym. G stands for God, I stands for identity, T stands for transmigration, A stands for aim of life. So, this is a very easy thing to remember, isn't it? G.I.T.A. G for I for identity means your identity, you are not the body, you are the soul. We will talk about that. And T for transmigration is Punarjanam. So, and A for, so, Dharmendra Krishna Prabhu, are all comfortable in English or should I speak in Hindi? English is all right for everybody? Okay. So, let us go one by one. Let us begin with the first one. See, this is the phrase I have put there. You say, we are not all in all, there is a God in control. Why do we say this? When we rise early in the morning, you look at the sky, the sun shines. On the rainy season, the cloud showers, the crops grow, the flowers blossom, the fruits ripen, the seasons change. So many things are happening all around us. Is there anyone here who thinks we are doing any of these things in the nature? Are we doing any of these things? Are we causing the sun to shine or the clouds to shower or crops to grow or the flowers to blossom, fruits to ripen, seasons to change? We are a mere witness to all these things. We are watching these things happen around us. Not just a witness, we are totally dependent on this phenomenon. Without sun's warmth, I cannot live. Without the rain shower, I cannot drink pure water. Without the fruits and grains and cereals and spices which come from the earth, no one can survive. Of course, with electronic chips, you can run a laptop, but you need potato chips to eat, huh? Isn't it? You can't eat electronic chips. So man cannot create these things and give you. Someone above has to give us. And we are not telling you some good old story that God gave long before. Today, right here and now, the food that we eat is given by Him. It's not created by us. Man cannot create one grain of rice. Do you know that? He cannot create one drop of blood. And even though science has become so advanced, go to the Google search and find out whether man can make blood. They made a vain attempt. Several years they tried and they finally admitted that we cannot make blood. You can see that one drop of blood. Therefore, they come and beg you, please give blood donation. So, these things are not creations of man. No. So, let us go to the source of the cosmos in which we are living in. So, here is Einstein's statement: the more I study science, the more I believe in God, he said. Mm. So, he said, I believe in God who reveals himself in the orderly harmony of the universe. This is available. Just you can go to the Google search and find out what Einstein says. Einstein hated people's understanding of God as simply a mere punisher of the evil. He didn't like that idea. Nor did Einstein like people worshipping God for getting some favors from him for their enjoyment. That also he didn't like. He said, I don't believe in a personal God, who has to look into the minute affairs of every aspect of the universe. Like that he said. At the same time, he believed in God, who is a supremely intelligent person who is behind this creation. He said in one Senate meeting, Einstein said, if after my death, I get to meet God, I will ask him, tell me, how did you create this universe so, in such a marvelous way? He said that. So, did everything begin from a big bang or from a big brain? Ask yourself. Your father is a living person. His father is a living person. Is there anyone here who has seen your grandfather's father? Anybody? There are few. There is one, two, three. So few of them have seen grandfather's father also. Now, although you all haven't seen, you can say for sure that he existed. Correct? No? You have any doubt about that? You know he existed. And then you go above, up. Grandfather's father's father. The ultimate source of all the fathers in your Vamsh. Is it a stone chunk or a living person? What do you think? Or how many of you feel that it must be somebody, a living person you feel? Yes? Okay. How many of you think maybe it was a stone chunk you feel? Anybody? You see, not even one of us. That means our human inner gut feeling very clearly tells us that, the source of all life is always life. Life can never be shown to be arising from matter in any amount of laboratory experiments. Nor has the life ever come from matter, dead matter. There are two things in this world, Jada and Chetan. Jada means dead matter, like this is dead matter. And we are all Chetan. You are aware that you are existing. I will tell you 6 differences between Jada and Chetan. That is dead and unconscious thing and in comparison to the living thing. All of you ask yourself internally, you have a desire to see yourself protected from dangers. Do you agree? You don't want to have any damage or accident or anything, nor do you wish to die. And you also have a desire to protect your near and dear ones. How many of you agree with this? Correct? Yeah. So none of us wish to see our near and dear ones get damaged, either accident or physical damage or disease or anything like that. We want to see them protected. We want to see ourselves protected. So this is a living symptom. Anybody is living in their living bodies, they desire to protect themselves and they want to protect their near and dear ones also. And we don't want to die. We want to live forever. Second symptom you will find, every one of us sitting here is looking only for one thing in life. Who can say that? The one ultimate thing we all are looking for in life. Happiness. Is there anyone who is not looking for happiness? So in one assembly I was asking abroad, how many of you feel that there is a need for suffering in life for you to be more happy? Then half the students raised hand. They said, dono chahiye, sukh dukh. We want both pleasure and pain. Then I asked the students, say in first year you got say 7 out of 10. Second year you got 8 out of 10. Third year you got 9 out of 10. In fourth year, will you say that why is my score going on increasing? Now let me again go back to 7 out of 10. Will anybody say like that? There is one boy from IIT Kharagpur, a devotee from IIT Kharagpur. This fellow in B.Tech, he got 10, 10, 10, 10 in every semester. Can you believe? Do you think he got bored with 10 out of 10? Any one of you here, if you are a 10 grader, will you get bored with the 10? Will you want lesser? Raise the hand. If one of you is here who says, Prabhuji, I'll get bored with 10, at least I will want 7 or 8 at least once. Anybody? Is there anyone here? That means none of us want failure in life. We all want only happiness. We don't want pain at all. Think of an Indian gas shop owner. First year he got 1 lakh profit, second year 2 lakh, third year 3 lakh. Fourth year, will he say that every year I'm getting 1 lakh extra, I'm getting bored, let there be a fire accident in my shop so that I can get reduced profit? Will he think like that? Huh? No fool will think like that. That means everybody is looking only for happiness. Nobody wants suffering. But there is suffering in life, so we say, Tika, let us tolerate both. But truly speaking, we want only yes. So intuitively, you can see that you all are, everyone is looking for happiness in life. And we want not only us to be happy, we want to see our mother happy, father happy, brother and sister happy. The near and dear ones also happy. And we don't want to see them weep or suffer. If they weep, then we also feel like weeping. Correct, no? We want to see them happy. We want to see ourselves happy. The second symptom of a living body. If I am saying anything wrong, you can correct me at any point of time. If you say that no, we don't agree with you, you can raise the hand anytime, and you don't have to wait till the end of the seminar. You can argue with me right in the middle. Okay. Second thing I told you. Third thing, you will see that all of us are knowledge seeking. Therefore, you went to school. Now you have gone to college now. We all are knowledge seeking. You want to increase your awareness of the world in which you are living in more and more. And everybody likes to be known as a person who is keeping abreast of the things. What happened yesterday in your field or the last week in your field. You want to be knowledgeable. Is there anyone here who wants to be an ignoramus? You say that, Prabhuji, I like to be a muff. Any one of you? Nobody wants to be a muff. Even a muff doesn't want to be muff. Some are there, some muffs are muffs. But they would like to become knowledgeable. So there is a knowledge seeking nature in us which strives for perfection. Like, for example, in companies, they have the quality control department. Why? Because they are striving for perfection. Say tomorrow you start your own industry, say automobile industry, for example. So will you want to have 3000 ppm or 500 ppm? 3000 ppm means 3000 parts per million defect or 500 parts per million defect. Which one will you want? 500 or 3000? 500, because lesser it is, better it is. That means you are producing less defective products and more pakka products. Correct, no? That means we are striving for what? Perfection. Like even a plant in a dark room will always go towards the window where the light is coming. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Correct, no? It's tending towards window for light. Light means knowledge. Darkness means ignorance. So this is the third thing. So I told you, we are seeking happiness, you are seeking knowledge, you are seeking protection and safety and eternal life. These three in Sanskrit are called as Sat, Chit, Ananda. Ananda means happiness, Chit means knowledge, Sat means living eternally. And these three are the qualities of spirit, soul. And body is just opposite. Body is Asat, Achit, Nirananda. The body is pain producing. You get diseases in the body. You get old age in the body. You get death in the body. And somebody is beautiful when they are young. But as they get older, even Hollywood, Bollywood actors' face cuts become very ugly when they get old. One of our fellows, he made a video to show how they looked in the early days when they were youthful. When they got old, how they looked like. They had made a video of that. So you'll be shocked. Oh, this Hollywood actor, so beautiful he or she was. And they became so ugly looking, like ugly duckling when they became 70 or 80. So this body is not always handsome. The body is not always strong. The body has diseases. The body is Nirananda. It's Asat and Achit. It is not permanent. The body is temporary. And the body is full of miseries. So therefore, the spirit soul has these divine qualities, which I told you just now. So three internal, observable, feelings of a living body I have told you. Now, any one of you sitting here tell me that you are not experiencing one out of these three, you raise your hand, then we can have argument. Any one of you? No. No, you are not looking for happiness. You are not looking for increasing wisdom, increasing knowledge, and you are not looking for safety and protection. Tell me. Every living body will have experience. You will see that. So, um, uh, three external symptoms are perception, mental activity, and purposeful action. You can say that. Say you are going to someone's house, they keep a gulab jamun, in front of you, some 4, 5 gulab jamun floating in a golden liquid. As soon as you see that, perception, you can see it. You can observe it. See, Himalayas is a big mountain, but it cannot see the ocean. Ocean is very vast, it cannot see Himalayas because two dead things cannot see each other. But you are a living person, you can see. As soon as you see gulab jamun, the perception happens. Second is mental activity. What is the mental activity? Gulab jamuns are sweet, and I have tasted before. I like it very much. And then as soon as they tell you, come on, why are you not eating it? Please take it. Then immediately take a spoon. You pop it in the mouth immediately. Correct, no? That is purposeful action. So three things happens. Say you are walking on the road. You see a snake crawling on the road. Immediately you freeze. Either you will run away or you will take a stick and beat the snake. Correct, no? That means perception, mental activity, and purposeful action. These three are three externally observable symptoms. Imagine if a snake crawls over this table, will the table do any action? Because it's dead matter. It will not take any action. But if it crawls over your body, you will jump up from your seat because you are a living person. So these three are three external symptoms: perception, mental activity, and purposeful action. And then three internal symptoms I told you. 6 symptoms I have told you till now. So in this way, you will see there is a clear-cut, observable, describable difference between Chetan and Jad, conscious being and dead matter. So now we were discussing only one point now, that your father. Ultimately, all of us have come from a living person. So the source of the universe, is it a point from which there was an explosion, or there was a living person who has created this world? It's pretty obvious that there is a supremely living being, far more powerful, infinitely more intelligent and more powerful, who is the source of the creation. And Lord Krishna says that in the Gita, that I am the source of all these elements in this world. He says that in one of the verses. Not only that, he says he is the essence of everything in this world. Like, when we are very thirsty, we drink water. He says, I am the essence of the water, which is taste. I am the essence of the sun, which is light and heat. And he says, the whole creation is glanced by me, and by my order, everything is blossoming in the creation, like you see here. Such beautiful things in the creation. You all are able to see from here. I think this can be moved behind us, Shivaji. This speaker can be moved here, because this is blocking some of them to see that, I think. See, the screen is very important. Is it possible to move it behind? So in the beginning of the class, this is what I was telling you. The sun shines, the cloud showers, the crops grow, the flowers blossom, I was telling you, right? See the type of fruits that he has produced. And each of the fruit has different type of juice. If I ask you who likes apple juice or pineapple juice or orange juice, every one of you, different groups of students may raise hands, correct, no? But there is one juice which is favorite to all, I think, which is mango juice. Everybody likes it. But you will find such amazing creation we find in this world. What can a man do? Man can just make one plastic mango and keep it on the showcase. That's all. But we can see in God's creation, all these wonderful things you find. I am the light of the moon. He says in the moon there is program for supplying the juices for the fruits. In the Bhumi, there is a program God has written for giving fragrance to the flowers. The fragrance of the flowers is in the earth. The juice of the fruits is in the moon. By the moonlight, that's how the fruits gets the juicy. Nowadays, man doesn't allow the fruits to get the juice. He just quickly plucks them and sells them, so they have no taste at all. So This is his creation. He says that I have made this creation. Here is a famous verse. He says, Mattapparadaram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sutre manigana. Like in my neck, I have this kantimala here, you see here. It has many monies in it, right? But all these monies are all placed tightly one after another. But how do you think they are all staying together? What is the secret of this? Huh? There is a nylon thread which is invisible. Similarly, in this God's creation, God is invisible. That doesn't mean He doesn't exist. Huh? He exists, He says, like the nylon thread inside this money, like that He says. Just like if you take a paper and put some iron filings in the top, and you take a magnet and you move it round and round, then all the iron filings will move just like some ghost. You have seen that? When you move it like this, and they all move around like this. So why are the iron filings moving? Because the magnet is moving. So in this amazing world where we are living in, does this look like a lively world or it looks like a dead world for you? What do you say? Okay, how many of you say the world looks lively? How many of you say the world is looking dead for you? Anybody? So you can see that all the movements are happening. If things are moving on the top of the paper, some magnet is moving it. Similarly, if everything is moving in this world so powerfully, everything in an organized way, the definition of Oxford Dictionary, word cosmos, you go and see, check in the computer. It says it's a systematic, orderly, harmonious universe. It says in Oxford Dictionary. So you can see that. So who is making it orderly, systematic? Huh? And the moment said, so he's saying that I am behind this creation, he says, nylon thread. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Arjun, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. Gama vishyacha bhutani dharayam yagamojasa. He's saying, I am sustaining all the planets by entering into them in the form of my energies. Like, for example, say a drone camera is flying around, taking photo of everybody. Some child may think that the drone is flying on its own. But you all know very well that someone is in one corner of the hall controlling the drone camera, right? Similarly, Lord Krishna says that all the planets are revolving. Only children will think that they're revolving on their own. Bala buddhi. But any intelligent person can see that somebody is controlling it from another place. Like scientists are putting satellites in orbit. Are they moving on their own or are they being monitored from a control room? What do you think? Huh? Yeah. So if a mere satellite, a Sputnik or a satellite has to be controlled from a control room, how do you expect so many planets to go around on their own? How ridiculous it is, isn't it? So he says that I enter them by my energy and I sustain them. So he's saying, I am the Om in the Vedas, he says. He says, I am the strength of the strong, he says. Because the essence of a strong man is his strength. So I am that strength, he says. And I am the intelligence of the intelligent. Buddhir buddhimatamasmi. So where am I getting all this information? You can read 7.7 to 7.13 Bhagavad Gita, beginning with रसोऽहमप्सकौन्तेय प्रभास्मि शशिसूर्ययो प्रणवः सर्ववेदेषु शब्दखे पौरुषं ऋषु पुण्यो गन्धपृथिव्यां च तेजश्चास्मि विभावसौ जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु बीजं मां सर्वभूत. And in this way he goes on saying, बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनं बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहं बलं बलवतां चाहं कामरागविवर्जितं धर्माविरुद्धो भूतेषु कामोऽस्मि भरतर्षभ ये चैव सात्विका भावा राजसास्तामसाश्च ये मत्त एवेति तान् विद्धि नत्वहं तेषु ते मयि. And then one last verse, त्रिभिर्गुणमयैर्भावैर्यैभिः सर्वमिदं जगत् मोहितं नाभिजानाति मामेभ्यः परमं व्ययम्. So 7 verses you can see that. 7.7 to 7.13 you can see. He says all these things. I am the intelligence of intelligent people like Einstein. Did Einstein create his own brain or God gave him brain? Think about it. Yeah. If God didn't give him brain, who gave? Did you give it or I give it? Think about it. So we call him the genius of the century, but his intelligence comes from God. Krishna says, I am the intelligence of the intelligent. So in this way, you will see in this world, all of us are jivas. We desire and God sanctions, and then the material nature arranges like that. For example, you know, say some guests are coming to your house. Say your father will immediately turn to the kitchen and look at your mother, and the mother will make some snacks and bring it and serve to the guests. Right now, the same manner, when we request God, I want this, I want that, then God orders the nature, material nature, Durga, and He tells her, please give my children eatables, provide them all the facilities and amenities. That's how it's provided. Just like here, you see here, a boy is going and asking the father for some money. Maybe he's asking money for a copy or a book or something. So the father is giving. Father is happy to give him money for good purposes. He doesn't want him to waste the money, as you see in the picture. But here you see the boy is asking something like maybe a cocoa chocolate or something. Father doesn't want to give him. He's saying, Beta, your teeth will fall away. It is not good for your teeth. Don't eat it. But the boy is not listening. Look at his face. You can guess, is the boy willing to accept father's advice? What do you think? Huh? He's adamant right now. Then the father reluctantly gives him money. Okay. He gives, So that's how in this world you will find many people are doing many nonsensical things which God may permit. There is a saying in Hindi, Laton ka bhoot. Uh, so God says, okay, thoda lat ka karao. He gives them chance. So these are the things which God doesn't like us to possess. Look at these three things: lust, anger, and greed. Lag. This makes you lag in life. You can't lead in life. What is lust? Lust means adamant desire for the prohibited activities. Those activities should not be done. Adamant desire for them. And anger means if I don't get it, I become angry. If I get it, I want more and more of it. That is greed. Like Duryodhana, you see, he was so greedy. He wanted to usurp the wealth of the Pandavas and drive them to forest. So we all have two natures in us. We have animal-like nature and angel-like nature. It depends on which of these two fellows you feed. If you feed angel-like nature, you are going to become an angel more and more. The time to come. If you are going to feel the animal-like nature, if you feed it, then that will come more. I was very surprised one day in Pune. I found some parents buying and giving children this kind of horn, which is having some light inside. Any of you have seen that? Acha, you also have seen it? Why parents are asking them to wear a horn, I don't know. I think they want to bring a demon out of them. And I thought maybe they should have the teeth also here. Like this. Like this. How foolish it is. So do we want to look like a demon or do you want to look like an angel? What do you think? Yeah, we should bring out the angel out of us. So our prime duty is use our intelligence to appreciate the great creation of God, which we are watching with our own eyes, and use science to glorify Him. Actually, with science, many inventions have come now. They are finding, there is a book called as Evidence of God in an Expanding Universe. 88 scientists have written that book together. They are mathematicians are talking, chemists are talking, physicists are talking about how the creation by God is so miraculous. From every point of view, you can establish His glory. You understand why this world is created and explain it to others. Actually, the goal of creation is only one thing. All of you can repeat after me. Love God, love all. That's it. If somebody asks you what is the goal of life, you can tell this. Love God and love all. Then how do you love God? First, you love only your mother. When you are newly born as a child, you don't even know your father. Your father is coming and going, and you ask the mother, who is this man? The mother tells you, he's a good man. He's my husband. He's your father. So then the child comes to know, okay, this is my papa. And later on, mama, papa, they introduce you to your brother, sister and all. Then you come to know. Then you love your family members. Then you may take, all the garbage and throw it in the neighborhood compound. You may not care for the neighbor. But imagine if a boy from this house marries a girl from the neighborhood house, can he throw like that? Then they become sambandhi, correct, no? Then you cannot throw. So then you love your jati people, caste people. Then you love your state people. Then you love your country people. Tomorrow, in case you go to America or Australia, Canada, Germany for studies, then you see that all over the world human beings are having good nature. You like all humans. Still your love is incomplete because People may love humans, but eat the goats and chicken and all that. They may not love the animals and birds. But when you love God, you can't harm even an ant also. Huh? You become a lover of all creatures because you know God is the father of all creatures. We are all God's children. So at that time, your love finds out its completeness. Therefore, I told you, what is the goal of life? Love God, love all. Huh? So when you come to that point, you will have no enemies in this world. You will become Ajata Shatru. And then once you know that fact, then afterwards engaging in Lord's service is very happy thing. Okay, let us go to the second one. Please all of you repeat. This body is not all in all. Soul exists. I have already told about this. I will quickly go through this. If somebody asks you, who are you? You know, most people will tell their names, but here is Dr. Harry Monson who talks about, all these different chemicals in the body, you know. See, these are the chemicals in our body: potassium, calcium, and all those different things. Are you a combination of these chemicals? Think about it. Or are you somebody different from this? No. So this is one famous actress. Maybe you all may know the name, I think. Huh? Anybody doesn't know? Hmm. She was a South Indian actress and then she became a Bollywood actress also later on. Huh? Yeah. So now you see, when she died, she looked like this. Some few years ago, she passed away. So where is her beauty gone? Huh? Now nobody will want to go near this dead body to see, correct? No? But when she's acting in a movie, millions may want to watch. Huh? So you will see the dead body has no feeling, no thinking, no desires, no movement, no consciousness. Huh? Same body, but the soul has gone. One amazing phenomenon you all will see in this world. How many of you have been to an aquarium here? I know aquarium. You've been to an aquarium, okay. So if you see the movement of the fishes, there's golden color fishes, green color, blue color, orange color, and it's moving. It's very attractive, isn't it? To watch. And even 1 hour you can watch it if you are standing there. But imagine if all those fishes are dead and lying at the bottom of the, big water body. Will anybody want to watch it? So why is it so that when the fishes are moving, we like to watch, and when the fishes are dead and lying at the bottom, we don't like to watch? What do you think makes the difference? Anybody? Yeah, yeah. You're saying they're conscious. What did you say? Same point, is it? Their consciousness, and one more point, their movement. That way, even fan is moving. Also, we don't watch the fan. Correct, no? Traffic is moving so fast, we don't watch it. But we watch the fishes. Isn't that true? So one thing is, where there is life spark, that is very attractive. Wherever there is life. And Srila Prabhupada was in America. He was going with some of his disciples. So he asked a very amazing question. He asked, there was a girl's doll kept in the shop with a dress. What they call it? Mannequin, I think. They call it mannequin. You know mannequin? Mannequin means a doll of a girl dressed up. So Prabhupada asked, will you see that doll in the shop or will you see somebody walking on the road? He asked. So then everybody admitted, we will see somebody walking on the road. Why? Because the girl walking on the road has life and the doll has no life. So if there is no life, you are not attracted. But if there is life, you are attracted. You understand the point? That means the living spark is attractive. Huh? Why is living spark attractive? Because the living spark is a part and parcel of the supremely attractive God. Huh? He is infinitely attractive and all of us are minutely attractive. That's the point. See, Lord Krishna is saying, Najayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuyaha. That's a verse translated here. The soul has neither birth nor death, Arjun. Huh? The soul, you see, it's passing through the body. At the time of death, it just leaves the skeleton and goes away. You saw that? Huh? So, the body is matter, soul is spirit. Body is not conscious, soul is conscious. Body changes, soul doesn't change. Body is temporary, soul is eternal. Body is dead, soul is alive. That means I told you two things, Jada and Chetan. Our body is what? Jada. And the soul is Chetan. Some people think right now body is living. Even right now our body is dead. Do you know that? Huh? Like I am moving the hands because I am present in the body. Say if I put a gloves in my hand and I move my gloves like this, the gloves appears alive. Is the gloves alive? No, gloves is always dead. Similarly, our material body is only jada only. But the Jada is moving because the soul is moving inside this body. Is that clear to everybody? Yeah. And this body is temporary, soul is eternal. These are the differences. See, material viewpoint, people think, our bodies are made up of matter, we are chemical bundle. But actually, spiritually, if you see, Gita, Lord Krishna explains this. Hmm? There is a spiritual spark which actually moves the body, in every body, in all the animals, humans, plants, trees, and everything. See, three major differences. This is additional to what I told you. I already have told you six, correct now? 3 plus 3, I told you. Now, three more, you can take it now. See, the body undergoes six changes. For example, if you see here, birth, growth, maintenance, production of byproducts, dwindling, death. You see? Oh, sorry. You can see? In the black color picture shown below, you're seeing that? There is child, and then, she grows into a teenage girl. Then she is married. Then she becomes a pregnant woman. Then she begets a child, and she becomes a old woman. And then she is walking with the dog, and then she dies, and she's in graveyard. Correct, no? They have shown these six changes happen in living body. No? Whereas, okay, these are the changes that happen. Let us take the example of this table. How many changes take place in this table, do you think? Only one change, depreciation. That's all. Million years later, if you come here, you'll find the table into becoming a powder. That's all. Whereas living body grows. Have you ever seen a matter growing? Matter cannot grow. Only living bodies grow. You will see that. That's the first difference. Second difference, a male and female living body can reproduce children. For example, see, man and woman can produce a baby. Dog and she-dog can produce puppies. Birds can also reproduce. Living bodies reproduce. Paris, have you ever seen like this? Yeah. Truck and bus come together and produce a baby car. You will not see that. Dead machines cannot reproduce. Yeah. Thirdly, a living body has consciousness, thinking, feeling, and willing, and matter has no consciousness. That you all understood that point very well. Like, for example, if it is cold, you will wear a sweater. If it is hot, you may want a fan. But the dead matter, makes no difference to dead matter, all these things. Correct now? So there are many, many proofs for this. See, the near-death experience explains, you see, in America, they have seen that many people at that time of traumatic accident or death or something like that, they come out of their body hovering on a point outside the body. They have been watching their body being operated. And they have been able to tell everything about the nurses, what they were speaking, although the brain waves were flat. The brain waves are flat means they are not conscious, but the conscious soul is able to see. See, so many books have come. There are hundreds of books on this now. Out of body experience, near death experience. So, 2 points we have finished. The third one is about transmigration. Please repeat. This one lifetime is not all in all. Many more lifetimes exist. Like here is Dr. Ian Stevenson. There are 3,000 case studies he has done. Like here you see, more than 100 books have come on this field of reincarnation. You all know what is reincarnation? Re means again, ing means inside, kar means flesh. That means the soul comes out of one body and enters into the flesh of another body. I mean, it enters into another body. Again, it takes another body. Like you see, the old man is dying. Again, he's reborn as a child coming out. Correct now? Here is our Stevenson's argument. He says that these two boys, they're twins. How many of you have seen twins showing different behavior? The natures are different. How many of you have seen twins like that? Correct, no? You all have experience. Now, according to science, these two boys are born from the same egg. One egg only splits and becomes two children. Genetically, they are same. So, from science point of view, their behavior should be exactly same. They should not be different. So, science wonders why their behavior is different. They don't know. But Ian Stevenson says their behavior is different because two souls have entered two bodies. Therefore, they behave differently. That's the explanation he has given. Otherwise, from science, you have no explanation available for this. Okay, where do you go after this life? Sound is not.
So, what's through this door? Where do we go? Is it nothing?
After death, what happens? Because you go through the childhood, then youth, then old age, then when the body dies, what happens after that? Uh, what happens to us at the time of death? Here is a scientific explanation given here. The soul, spirit soul, leaves the gross body behind, but the soul is covered by mind. Uh, So the mind stores the desires which are not yet fulfilled in this life. And then it goes to another body where it can give shape to those desires. Is it clear? And that's what happens at the time of death. Like here you see, this boy left the cycle, he took a bike, he took a car, he took a plane. That means he is changing the vehicles, but he remains the same. The driver is same. Similarly, soul also sometimes is in a human body, sometimes in a dog's body, sometimes a cat's body, sometimes a tree's body, sometimes Devata body. He is moving from one body to another. Yeah, the spirit soul moves from one body to another. So here is a story of this. This is actually from a place called Kanpur. You all know where is Kanpur? Yeah, Kanpur is in north only, correct? No. In near Kanpur, there is a place called Kanyakubj. Nowadays, I think they call it as a Kanauj. I think they call it Kanauj. I think Kanauj, no? Kanauj, yeah. So in Kanauj, one Brahman was living. His name was Ajamila. Very good fellow. He was very obedient to parents. He would rise early in the morning, do Sandhya Vandan and all that he will do, puja and everything. Very cultured fellow. His father told him to go to forest to pluck some flowers and bring. So he went to the forest. But in forest, he saw a very dirty sight of a low-class woman and a man embracing and kissing and smiling. He saw that sight, which nowadays you get to see very easily everywhere. If you go to internet, you get to see it more easily. You press a button, you see all dirty things. But in those days, such sights were very rare. So when he saw the sight, immediately the lusty desire seeds arose in his heart. And he came home. He was very disturbed in the mind. So what he did, he drove away his chaste wife to her parents' home. And he drove away his old parents also, religious parents. And he brought this low-class woman to his house. And in her womb, he produced 10 children. Can you imagine? He lived a very sinful life. To satisfy that prostitute, he became a highway robber. He started looting people, cheating people, killing people, murdering people, and he became terribly sinful. He was heading towards hell, we can say. At the time of death, the constables of the superintendent of death, Yamaraj, they arrived there. So they arrived to take him to hell for further punishment. If any of you say that I don't believe in the story that Yamadutas came, you can wait till death and watch what happens. Because everybody has to die one day, correct? No? That time one will come to see them. Of course, we don't want to see them. So, at that time, one good thing happened with this family. That prostitute, she was having the last son in her lap and sitting near the door. One Sadhu Baba was passing by. She told the Sadhu, "Hey Sadhu Baba, can you give a name to my child?" So Sadhu said, "Okay, call him Narayana." He said and went. Then Ajamil also liked the small child. Everybody in family, you will see the last child is very much loved by the parents. The smallest one, tender one. Narayan, sit with me and eat. He will say, Narayan, come with me to market. Like that, he would keep calling Narayana, like that. So now, at the time of death, when he saw these dangerous three fellows they had teeth, but the lips were not there. Can you imagine? Like that, very dangerous looking. And the hair starts from here like this. And their faces were distorted, very ugly looking faces. So when he saw those faces, he got extremely frightened and loudly cried out, Narayana! Like that he cried out. So immediately, Lord Narayana in Vaikuntha heard that sound. And he called his servants and said, Hey, someone is calling my name helplessly. Go immediately. So Vishnudas told, Sir, he's not calling you, he is calling his own son. Lord said, better give a benefit of doubt, better go there. Then immediately they came down. In the picture, you are seeing them coming down. You see? They're coming down. And as soon as they came down, hearing the name of Narayana, they cut the rope of Yamadutas. This is Ajamila lying in the deathbed.
Narayan! Oh, Narayan!
This is Yamadutas.
Leave this man alone.
Who are you that dares to challenge us? For we are the Yamadutas.
Yamadutas, they're saying. Huh? So later on, what happened? They cut the Vishnudutas cut the rope. There was an argument between the two, Vishnudutas and Yamadutas. Vishnudutas told him, yes, he was a very sinful person, but today he has called out the Narayana's name, so he is no more in your jurisdiction. He has come to Vishnu's jurisdiction. So now he has become a devotee. Leave him. And then Yamadutas also went away, Vishnu also went away. Then Ajamila repented very badly. He wept deeply, and then he went to a place called Haridwar, where he every day took a bath in the Ganges, lived in a Vishnu temple, chanted holy names, read the Gita and Bhagavatam, associated with saintly people, worshipped Lord Vishnu. In 12 years, he became completely a pure devotee, and then went back home, back to Vaikuntha after that. Went back to Godhead. So, any of you know this? Who is this? Gajendra. This Gajendra, in the previous life, was a Pandya king in South India, but due to some mistake, he was cursed to become an elephant. Now he was caught by a crocodile, as you see here. Actually, one amazing phenomenon you find, your Purva Janma scripts also go with you. Like in the previous life as a Pandya king, he was little dull in receiving the Agastya Rishi and his disciples. Little inattentive in guest reception. And now in this life also he was little careless, due to which when he went to the lake to play in the waters, he got caught by the crocodile. So that means if you are careless in previous life, you are careless in the next life also. If you are little angry in the previous life, next life also you are angry fellow. Some people are soft-natured in previous life, then next life you are soft-natured. How many of you have seen people with different natures, correct? These are all coming from carryover from the previous life. Similarly, the crocodile, who was he? In the previous life, he was one one Gandharva. And that Gandharva was having free time. He was playing in the waters. When Devala Rishi came, he was taking bath in the water. He was tickling it under his feet. Devala Rishi wanted to Gayatri mantra. He saw, hey, who is this tickling my feet? Is it a fish? So he saw below and it was a Gandharva. He said, I think you have too much free time. You are coming and disturbing sages like this. Because you are playing under the water, you become a crocodile, he said. So that Gandharva became crocodile. So earlier the crocodile, who was catching the feet of Devala Rishi, now he was catching the feet of elephant. That means feet catching tendency is not gone. Same tendency is continuing life after life, you can see that. So, but then one good thing happened to this Gajendra. Previous life he had done a lot of bhakti and he chanted many shlokas. All that came to his mind and he looked at the sky and he offered the prayer. Yeah. That Narayana came and he sang that prayer. So like that he chanted and called out the Lord's name and the Lord appeared. And then Lord actually took him back to the spiritual world.
Kausalya Supraja Rama Purva Sandhya Pravartate.
She is landing back in
Narashardula Kartavyam Devamanthikam.
So, on what basis the soul is awarded the next body? See, in these two pastimes I told you from the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Gajendra actually was a little dull in receiving Agastya, so he was provided a dull body of an elephant. Correct? Next life also. Who was mischievous in tickling the leg of a sage, so he was given the body of a crocodile by his wrong behavior. See, Krishna says in the Gita, your next body depends on your behavior in this life. Like it's like saying, how you study during the semester, your end semester exam is going to be, performed accordingly. You all agree? Correct, no? If you don't study, then you won't get good marks. No pains, no gains, isn't it? So, here you will see, you can cultivate divine quality like Prahalad, or you can cultivate demoniac quality like Hiranyakashipu. So, then accordingly we get the body in the next life. Here you see, everybody gets a different type of body. You see, a lusty rogue, he gets a dog's body, you see. Lazy fellow gets a polar bear's body. See, polar bear, how lazy it is, you see. And an envious person gets a snake's body, you see. In this way, everybody gets a particular type of body. So I will show you something from North India, because you are all in North here. I will show you something.
All say 1, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and last number is 10. You are a good boy. Give me answer. Quick. 1 plus 1. 3 plus 2. 5 plus 1. 7 plus 1. Now, give me answer. 5 minus 2. 5 minus 1. 5 minus 4. 6 minus 3. 7 minus 4. 8 minus 4. 10 minus 3. Very good. Good.
See how, see, if the dogs are trainable, like in the whole of America, everybody will make the dog do mathematics right now, because Americans are more fond of dogs than India also. This is a simple dog in India and North India. You will see this dog. Right from the birth, this dog is able to calculate maths, plus, minus, counting, everything is able to do. Whatever you say is able to do. Maybe some mathematics teacher has become a dog in the next life. Some blunder he must have committed. That means the soul and the body of a maths teacher, the subtle body, mind is same. He's carrying the same mathematics mind. And next body, so in the dog's body is able to make the calculation. Same mind is coming. Only body has changed. Correct, no? On the other hand, you will see another child, one amazing child I will show you. See, this child is just four months.
Namamishwaram Sachidananda.
Very small child.
Namamishwaram Sachidananda. Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Braj. Manam Yashoda Bhiyolukha Labda. Vamanam Paramrishta Matyanta Todrute. Gopya Rudantamo Hurnetra Yugmam Rajantam Karam Bhoji Yugmena Shatanka Netram Muhushwas Kampatri Rekhanka Kantam Stitagrav Damodaram Bhakti Baddham Iti Draksva Leela Bhir Ananda Kunde Swaghosham Nimajyante Makhya Payantam Tadeyeshu Tagneshu Bhakte Jitatvam Jitatvam hota jityam nahi hota hai. Puna prema.
So now you will be amazed. See, generally children start speaking, from what age? Anybody knows? At least 1.5. See, this is just four months old child. And you can see that it is exactly telling the last word of each line. So this is not ordinary. These are all sanskars children carry from the Purva Janma, when one changes the body. So I showed you one body of a dog and the body of a child. Why? Because one is bad sanskara, one becomes a dog. Because a good sanskara, one becomes born in a good family, devout family, like that. See, here you see this picture. How a person is developing the consciousness for the next body. That means you are the designer of your next body. Huh? Right now, you all have got a human body, and you can have an angel-like body or an animal-like body in the next life, depending on how you design your body. Hmm. In Gita, Lord Krishna says that somebody is sleeping 12 hours a day. That means he's preparing for a polar bear's body. Hmm. Why? Because if you sleep 12 hours a day, in a day we have how many hours? 24. If you sleep 12 hours means half time. So polar bear sleeps how many months in a year? Yes. So purpose, that means polar bear consciousness. Correct, no? See, in this way, we have this body, mind, soul. In the mind, we store our unfulfilled desires. See, God has given you two things, mind and body. Mind is like a hard disk where you store your desires, and body is like a servo motor, which is used for executing the desire. Say, for example, I have a desire to play piano in the mind, and in the body, I have the hand, so I can play a piano. Correct, no? So, like that, both things are given to the soul. See, the mind stores desires, body executes desires. Is that clear to you? So the soul is a real person. So the body, externally what you see in the mirror is only like a dress over the soul. Hmm? You are not the body, you are the spirit soul. Hmm? Over you, there are two coverings, one inner covering, one outer covering. Outer covering is what you are seeing right now. This is gross body. And inside gross body, there is a mind. And inside mind, the soul is present. The real you is present. And you never die. You are imperishable. Huh? You are eternal. Okay, here you see, when our mind is having viruses, then we become slave of our mind, just like you see here. Is your smartphone your servant, or you become servant of your smartphone? Huh? So, like for example, let us take one habit now. See, mind feels, I am an engineer, I should know how to hold a cigarette, huh? He says, and smoking makes me feel cool. But the intelligence says, hey, it's a bad habit, not good for you. You'll get addicted. Don't get into the wrong track. That means mind goes by feelings, intelligence goes by reason. Uh, Mind goes by instinctive pleasures. So now I am introducing one more term here, intelligence. Till now I told you only body and mind, correct now? But now I am telling you, above mind there is a higher self which is intelligence. And that intelligence can be strengthened by studying Bhagavad Gita. Because it will teach you what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, what will benefit, what will harm us. And you can clearly know. Then you can design your life. Morning itself, you wake up and you chant God's names and you design your life, how I should spend the day, what all I should accept, what I should not accept. So, like I'll tell you one example. In America, one fellow was going in a bike and he had a cap and the cap flew off. Then he stopped the bike, put a sudden brake, and he started running behind the cab. At the time, cars were all going, zoom, 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 very fast cars were going. So, if he is driven by his mind, what will he do? Anybody can tell me? His focus will be on which one? On the cab or on the cars? On the cab. If he is driven by his intelligence, intelligence is guiding him, he will look at which one? Cars. He will check if there are no cars, then only he will go behind the cab. But if he is driven by the impulsive mind, mind says, oh, cap is flying, I have to pick it up. If he runs, there will be a terrible accident. Correct, no? So you want to be driven by your mind or you want to be guided by intelligence? What do you think? So we need guidance from intelligence. Intelligence can subdue the mind and correct the mind. It can guide the mind. Otherwise, our mind is like a mad elephant. Yeah. See here, horses are like the senses, mind is the ropes, intelligence is the driver, and the soul is the passenger, yourself. So you can easily understand it. If the driver is strong, he will pull the ropes and control the mind and senses, and the soul can be peaceful. You can be peaceful in your life. Otherwise, otherwise, see here, is the driver in control? Look at the situation. Most of the students are like this, or they are like this. Which one? First one or second one? That's the condition of the world now. Therefore, we have to strengthen the intelligence by attending classes on Bhagavad Gita like this. Here you see. So one is not able to control. The moody fellow. The moody fellow. Somebody cannot control the eating. See, what is this one? A person is controlled by comfort zone. He has lot of power, but mind is not letting him go ahead. Correct, no? So, therefore, see, the yellow band is the real you. you have very good qualities, pure qualities, but you are covered by the red one, which is the mind. Mind has got all the problems. So the mind has to be cleansed. So if the mind is cleansed, how can we cleanse the mind? By chanting mantra meditation. Man means the mind, Ra means freedom. So chant the mantra Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You can do anywhere. If you're sitting in a park, you can just stand with your fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then fold one finger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fold. So 5 you fold like this 10 times. Another 10 times you release 5. Totally how many? 100. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Totally how many? 108. So it will take you 10 minutes only. It's very easy. Anywhere you can do. Morning, afternoon, evening, night. Try it for a week. If it doesn't work, you can give it up. But you will see it's very, very effective. See here, Srila Prabhupada went to America and he made all the hippies into happies by this chant only. Here's a doctorate thesis research on chanting Hare Krishna by Dr. David Brian Wolf. Here is a neurologist study shows that Hare Krishna Mahamantra can help in schizophrenia. You know that? Schizophrenia means it's a psychological disease where one thinks a group of people are targeting to attack me or harm me like that. Imagination. Such imaginative, like some boys, girls are nowadays suffering from bipolar also, correct? No? So these kind of things, Mahamantra chanting regularly has the ability to, cure where there is no other cure. Doctors have found out. So you can burn away all bad habits through chanting. And the mind, whatever viruses are in our mind, they can be debugged by chanting. Okay. And the last one I'm going to conclude now, the aim of life. Please repeat. The aim of life is to purify heart and glorify Lord by the chanting. Okay. See here they have shown you two mentalities. Anybody can describe this picture? Any of you can stand up and describe the picture? Anybody? What do you understand? You have a mic available? You raise the hand, mic will come to you. You just have to describe what you are observing in the picture. And there's a hand up. Please give it to him.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
In the first picture, we can see Sita Haran, where Ravan is abducting lady Sita. And in second picture, we can see Sri Ram and Hanumanji, where Hanumanji is praising Lord Rama.
So from this, what do you infer from this picture? You are right. What do you infer from this?
That in first picture, Ravan doesn't have control over his senses or urges. That he became in
Correct. He is due to the bhoga vritti or exploitative mentality. Actually, ideally, scriptures say that every man has the right to marry and live, but he should see all other women as a mother. But Ravana here, any woman anywhere in the world, he wants to pick up and bring to Lanka and enjoy. That means he has uncontrolled senses, which is called bhoga vritti, we call it. Exploiting mentality. Thank you. And what about the Hanuman? What is Hanuman's mood?
Hanuman's Lord Hanuman, where he has bhakti for Lord Rama.
Yeah.
And
he treated, in what way he treated Mother Sita?
As his mother.
Mother, that's the point. Thank you. Give him applause. Very good. Okay. So I have written two titles: exploitative mentality, service mentality. The same manner, why we should do meditation, you see, when we do meditation, gradually our mental impurities are cleansed. This kind of Ravana type of mentality is lust, anger and greed, which we said. See what all are written there: improved mental and physical well-being, improved concentration, better relationships. Many things are written here. Okay, I will skip these things. Three things we have to change: proprietorship, controllership, enjoyership. See, in this world, everybody want to control the globe and want to be a possessor of dollars And they want to take all these elements for their own enjoyment. Here you look at this child, he want to eat the whole cake. You see that? Huh? Correct, no? So people want to possess everything. Bali Maharaj and Duryodhana and all, they wanted to possess land that belonged to others. So instead of we encroaching on others' property, we should accept our quota given by God and be satisfied. Like Yudhishthira Maharaj, he always thought, I am a custodian of God's property. That was Pandava's thought like that. None of us, own anything in this world. Everything belongs to God. But we can only accept our quota. So one shouldn't be encroaching on others' proprietorship. Secondly, controllership. Here you see the husband and wife, both are, husband is shutting her mouth and wife is pointing finger to him. Both are trying to control one another, you see. Or in the second picture you find both mother and wife are pulling the two hands of the man, poor man in between. Yeah? He's in trouble. So they are trying to control. In this world, everybody wants to control and dominate others. You agree? Hmm? This tendency, because mother wants to say, you are my son, and wife wants to say, you are my husband. Huh? So they want to possess and control like this. So in this world, nobody wants to be servant. Everybody wants to be boss, bossano boss, huh? Not dasano das. So this is called controllership mentality. Third, actually, no controllership means I am instrument of God and everybody put under my custody is God's child. I should treat them with respect and dignity. That's the correct mood. And third one is I am the enjoyer. Look at these two kids at the bottom. One kid is stealing away all the toys and telling other kid, get lost. Huh? That is wanting to enjoy independently. So these three mentalities are the impurities: enjoyership, controllership, proprietorship. These three are the impurities in our mind which are cleansed by the chanting of Hare Krishna. When you chant Hare Krishna, very easily our mind is cleansed. So I am concluding with this ABCD formula. It's a takeaway for you. Okay? A for association. So whatever, read books like Bhagavad Gita. If you want to watch movies, learn from Ramayana, Mahabharata and such kinds of nice things. If you want to hear music, you are all dancing beautiful in the beginning of the class. You were doing kirtans. Keep devotee friends. By giving good inputs, you get good out. Otherwise, garbage in, garbage out. Good in, good out. Gigo principle, we call it. And B for books of wisdom like Bhagavad Gita. Regularly read a page every day. And C is for chanting Hare Krishna. D is for Krishna Prasad, which you all are going to take now. Very soon. It gives a creative and calm and clear thinking. Thank you. So I'm a little late because we started a bit late today. One question I can take and then we can conclude. Anybody would like to ask one question? Anybody? Yes. Let's give the mic to him.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam. Prabhuji, as you told that about meat eating.
Yeah.
So if one person thinks to stop meat eating, how can he convince his parents, especially if he is from South
Actually,
India?
you should tell his parents that I used to eat meat before. Now when I put meat in the mouth, immediately I get vomiting sensation. Like that. I don't know why. So then I have to be admitted in the hospital. So I have developed some kind of, allergy for the meat. So then they will say that, better if you don't eat meat, you will become thin, they will tell you. Then you tell them, elephant is also vegetarian. Is elephant thin? The elephant is a large, strong and gentle animal. So you can tell them, if elephant is a vegetarian, why can't I be? Correct, no? And make sure that you have nice proteins, fats, carbohydrates, everything in your diet, which you make with the doctor, dietitian, you can make it. Make sure that you keep yourself healthy. Now you look healthy only. So tell your parents that even after I stop meat also, I'll be healthy. You can tell them, then they won't mind. And also you can tell them, in case your parents are educated, you can show them, we have a PowerPoint on what are the dangers of eating meat. There are many dangers. Meat doesn't digest very fast. It goes through the, if you take a tiger's intestine, it's only this much long. Our intestine is 30 feet long. And tiger's gastric juice is 20 times more concentrated than ours. So it digests very fast. We can't digest like that. Not only that, animal products are a product of violence and fear. Violence means Rajaguna. Fear means Tamaguna. So then Tamaguna, Rajaguna enters our system. Then we can't actually act in Sattva by eating that. So there are many reasons for that. So one thing is, you are a grown-up boy. After 18, you are grown up. Then you have the choice what you want to eat and how you lead your life. Nobody can apply pressure on you. You have the freedom to choose. Correct, no? Hmm. So you are not a kid anymore. When you are a small kid, you are directed by other people around you. Then you have choices of eating, and we don't prescribe things for people as they grow up. We give them the creative freedom to choose. Basically, they are worried about your health. You can make sure your health is good. Hmm? Anybody? Well, yeah, yeah, yes.
He said that if we think about something for too long or concentrate on achieving something, and then that thing, the universe conspires to make that thing happen. But means what I want to ask
Simply
is,
by thinking, I can win, I can win, I can win, you can't win. Although some books are written, you know, if you think you can win, you can win. They say like that. See, it should be there in your fate also. See, there are people more intelligent than you, there are people less intelligent than you. There are people more handsome than you, less handsome than you, correct? No? We are all put in a very rigid situation in this body. Like, for example, did you decide the color of your skin? You didn't. Did you choose your parents? Did you all choose your face cut, or face cut was given to you? What do you think? Huh? It was given to you, correct? No? Similarly, whatever good and bad you have done in the past, accordingly you get the results. But now you can use them properly. For example, if you are supposed to be wealthy man, you will be wealthy. But how you will use that wealth, that is not decided. Like, for example, you work for the month of February. In March 1st, you get the salary, correct? No? Does company tell you how to use that salary? In the same manner, good karma, bad karma will bring forth the results to you. And how to use the results, that you can use it wisely by becoming a devotee. But otherwise, simply by thinking that, I want to be a topper in the class, simply thinking alone doesn't make you topper. Of course, you can persevere, you can work. But some boys say that, even if you give me 6 months to read, I will get the same marks only. Because, your intelligence has certain amount of limit also. IQ, we call it, no? Like, Mensa Society people like Einstein had 162 or something. There are some people will clearly tell you, don't even try for IIT JEE, they will tell you, correct? No? Tuition centers, they tell you, because according to one's IQ level, they tell you which exam would be good for you, correct? No? That means even those who are not even devotees of God, even they are aware that we have certain limits. Huh? Our mind has limits, body has limits, and everything. I'm not saying this to discourage anybody. At the same time, don't imagine that simply thinking of something will bring it to you. Huh? You can make effort, you can depend on God's grace. Huh? And after your effort and God's grace, you can take support from your friends to gather more information and knowledge about it. Besides that, beyond that, ultimately whatever has to happen will happen. Correct, no? Yeah. So I spoke four things today. We will conclude with this. G.I.T.A. Anybody knows G is for what? There is a God in control. We are not all in all. There is one person above watching. And I stands for what is identity? This body is not all in all. Soul exists. And T for, that means this one life is not all in all. Many more lives exist. Like, why so many lives exist? Because God is giving you a chance again and again to purify your mind. In one life, if you did 20%, next life you start from 21%. If you did 60%, you start from 61%. When you're 100%, you have cleansed your mind. You go back to Godhead where all the souls are completely pure. See, the spiritual world is like a rainwater coming from the sky, which is pure. But when it touches ground, it becomes muddy. So right now we have become muddy in our mind. We have to cleanse the mind by chanting Hare Krishna and reading Bhagavad Gita. Then we can go back to the original platform. Till we become pure, we will be suffering in this world, taking birth in different bodies, and sometimes physical disease, sometimes mental turmoils, sometimes competition, sometimes so many complications in this world. So, like if you take a marble block and then you chisel it out and then bring a murti out of it, like that God is bringing an angel out of you by giving you multiple lifetimes. Is giving you opportunity to gradually purify yourself and bring out. Just like you put a USB stick in a computer and you debug the program, like that you have a USB stick like subtle body you have. You have to debug it of the lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, and all those things. So coming to the temple, chanting Hare Krishna, associating with devotees. Devotees are the happiest people because they know the truth and they live by the truth. So you stick to the good Sangha here. in Bhopal. Rasananda Prabhu and his team is a very wonderful team here. And they do many programs like this regularly. In many colleges, they are doing also. So take advantage, I will tell you. Your college education should go well. I am sure that you all are studying well and you will get good marks and you get a career, job and everything, which is also to be done. That's your duty. But that is a part of the duty. Your ultimate duty is to purify your heart and go back to God. Huh? Otherwise, you will have to come again and again. Look at that poor fellow maths teacher becoming a dog. Huh? We don't want to have that type of problem, huh? Isn't it? So, what body we will get, we can't say. We have to live our life purely, properly. So, therefore, that is transmigration. And A for last one, aim of life is to glorify, purify heart by glorifying Lord. No? Purify the heart. So, this is the message of the Gita, G.I.T.A. You can take it with you. So, this is my email ID, which I generally don't give to everybody, because I'll get too many questions. Already I get over 500-600 mails. But if you, I would suggest that you connect with the local leaders here. Uh, uh, and here is my prayer for all of you. May God bless you to become free from all vices and imbibe all virtues and bring forth unending bliss. And this is what we all want to achieve. So I will say one very meaningful slogan and I will conclude my talk. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous become tranquil. May the tranquil become free. May those who are free set others free. So similar to the prayer. Sarve janaha sukhino bhavantu. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschid dukkha bhavavet. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for such a wonderful. I would like to introduce, we have IISER Bhopal students here. IISER Bhopal students. So we are.
They can stand up in their place. I can see. Oh, they are all IISER students. Huh? Okay. Big number. My Lord, it's a huge number. How many of them came? 80. 82. My Lord, give them applause. Big number. Very good. Wonderful. Huge. A huge response today. Very wonderful. Thank you.
Hare